So hello friends, do you want to be the commissioned officer into the Indian Defence Forces? Do you also want to be the part of the elite Indian Army, Indian Navy or the Indian Air Force? Or do you have that much of capabilities and the passion to wear these type of dresses? So you have to ask one question from yourself. So the question is that do you have that much of zeal, passion, and determination so that you can pay them off the right values to earn these dresses? So, if the answer is yes, you need to stay with us and watch this video till end because in this video we are going to discuss about all this, and the topic that we are going to discuss today is the SSB. So the topic on which we are going to discuss today is the SSB. So on the demand of the students, that most of the students are going to appear for the SSB due to various types of entries. So most of the students are asking me about the video that I should make for them because they are going to appear in front of the SSB first time and they want to know about the various type of procedures and the different types of tests that is being conducted into the SSB. So we are going to discuss about all this in this video. So stay tuned with us till the end of the video because this video is going to be very helpful for everybody, especially for the freshers. So without wasting any time friends, let's straightly move into the video and discuss about the today's topic, that is SSB. So friends, what does it mean by the SSB? So SSB stands for the Service Selection Board, one of the most hardest and the toughest exam that is being conducted, and you need to go through it if you want to be as a commissioned officer into the Indian Defence Forces, whether it is in the Army, whether it is being in the Air Force or in the Indian Navy. So what does SSB comprise of? So friends, before moving into that, I would like to tell you that SSB is the second stage selection procedure if you want to be the part of the Indian Defence Forces. As I have already told you into the videos that if you want to go for the SSB for joining the Indian Defence Forces, you need to first qualify the first stage of the process of selection. So the first stage of the selection procedure is of two kinds. One is the direct entry and the another one is the written entry. So for the direct entry, you can consider for the direct technical entry or the NCC entry, and for the written entries you can consider the CDS paper, FCAT paper or the NDA paper. So one thing which is common in both types of the entry is that for every entry, whether you go from the written entry or the direct entry, you need to face the SSB, which is going to be very important and the crucial part if you want to be the commissioned officer into the defense forces. So why does SSB consider is to be so difficult, and why the selection rate into the SSB is less than 3%? So if you want to know about the reason why only the 3% of the students are able to clear the SSB, then you need to see our previous video on this topic and you will get the link of that on the icon button which is showing above into the video. Now friends, the thing that we are going to discuss about the various type of procedure that you need to go through before going to the SSB. So friends, if you are going for the SSB, whether it is from the any kind of entry, then you will receive the notification of it via email. Now in the email you will get all the information about what are the things that you need to carry with yourself when you are going for the SSB, and what are the necessary documents that you also need to carry when you are appearing for the SSB interview. So one thing which you need to keep in mind that you should need to read this email very carefully and go line by line thoroughly so that you will not face any kind of issue when you will go for your SSB. Now the first day procedure, that is when you are going to appear for the SSB into the center, you have to report it to the different places according to the place that is being mentioned into the email. Now for some of the places you have to directly go to the SSB center, and in some places they are given you the location and the official will come and pick up you to the service selection board. Now that totally depends upon the criteria that is being decided for the particular entry, and for the Indian Army, Indian Navy and the Indian Air Force, these criteria is being totally different. So you need to read your email for this query. Now after reaching into the SSB center, what are the things the first you will face? Now the first procedure after reaching into the SSB, you will face the document verification, which is going to be very important part of your selection procedure. So first thing is your document is being verified, and the document that you need to carry with yourself is already mentioned into the email, as I have already told you. Now after the verification of the document, this is being a very long procedure. Now after verifying your documents, you will be assembled in at a particular hall and being briefed about the SSB and what are the various type of procedure that is being conducted into the next day, and you have to face for the next 5 days. Any kind of special instruction that is being made for that particular center is also being told to you. So I recommend you that you should strictly listen those instructions and follow, and do not make any kind of mischievous activity there, because at every second you are being monitored there. So you need to be very careful. Now after your briefing, you are directly go for the first stage assessment. Now the first day of your assessment, that is also known as the screening. Now in the screening, the test is being divided into the two phases. Now into the first phase, you are going to first appear for the intelligence test. In the intelligence test, there are almost 50 questions and you are allowed a 30 minutes of time to complete those questions. Now after that, you have the verbal and the non-verbal test, that is being also comprising of 50 questions, and the time that is being allotted to you is the 30 minutes. After completing these two written tests into the hall, you are allowed to have a small interval. Just after that, you will have to face the PP and DT test. So the PP and DT test is your picture perception and the description test. A very hazy picture is being showcased to you on the monitor, and you have to write a story within the 4 to 5 minutes, and the paper is being provided to you. Now just after the 4 minutes, all the stories is being collected, and after that you have to be waiting for some time, and after that group by group, individual group is being called, and there you will have to narrate your story in front of the different officers which are sitting in front of you and analyzing you as an individual. And after that, after narrating your story, and everyone will narrate his story, and after narrating that, you are allowed to discuss among yourself and go to the conclusion of the story and conclude it. Then now after conclusion, the result is being analyzed by the officers, and finally you will got to know about the result, that how much students are being selected, and those students who are selected, they are strictly given the next chest number, and they are called in for the further documentation procedure. And those who are not able to qualify the screening exam, they are straightly sent back to their home from that right place. So you do not get time to just make up the things that what happened or what not. You directly have to leave the place if you are not selected, and if you are selected, then you have to straightly go for the further documentation procedure. Now in the first day, the one of the important form that you need to fill at that place is your PIQ form. This form is very important for you, and how to fill this, I have already uploaded a video on our channel. You can go there and watch that. Now the second day will come, and this day is one of the most difficult part of the SSB, which most of the students are frightened of. So what this day is, and what are the different types of tests that is being conducted on these days. So friends, the second day is known as the psychological day. Now in the psychological day, the psychologist will take your test. Now, what are the tests that you need to go through after going into the second procedure? Now, the first test that you need to go is your thematic appreciation test. So what does it mean by the thematic appreciation test is the you remember in your screen in the PPDT you have shown a hazy picture and you have to write a story in just 4 minutes and narrate it. But here the condition is being different. Now here 10 stories of the similar kind will be shown to you on the different aspects and you have to write a story one by one after it. And after just completing this you are have to facing the next test that is known as the VAT test. Now the VAT stands for the word association test. In this test you are showcased a single word and you have to write a sentence on that word, and the time that is being allotted for the particular word is 15 seconds and you are shown around 60 words. Just after this test you are allowed to give another test that is your SRT. Now the SRT stands for the situation reaction test. In this various type of situation is being put in front of you and you have to give the response of yourself if you are present at that place, what you will do. According to that you have to fill the blanks which is being present there. Now just after completing your SRT, the next and the final test of the psychology is you have to write your ST. Now the ST stands for the self description test. So what you need to write is around 3 to 4 paragraphs about yourself, describing yourself, how your parents think about yourself, what your friends think about yourself, what you think about yourself, and how you are developing yourself and how you see your future just after few years. So these are the some points that you need to write in your ST. Just after this your second day procedure is being over. Now friends, I here would like to tell you that just after the psychological test your interview will start, and your interview it might be possible that it will be on the same day just after completing your psychological test. Now the interview will go on the second day, the third day and the fourth day. On the evening of the fourth day everybody's interview will be over. So now the next procedure or the next day, the test that you are going to face is the GTO test. Now this phase of the SSB is one of the most interesting part of the SSB which most of the students will like. Now the GTO stands for the ground testing officers. Now the 2 days are being allotted to the GTO because here various types of test is being conducted in the individual form, also in the group form, in the large group as well as in the small group. Now the first task that you need to do while you are appearing for the GTO test is your GD. Now the two topic is being thrown in your group and you have to discuss among yourself on that topic for a particular minute, and the GTO will just sit a little bit distance from yourself and listening you and watching you as an individual. Now all the activities are being recorded by him and he will observe every single aspect, who are speaking, who are not, and at what confidence and particular person is speaking. Now just after completing your group discussion, the next task that you need to perform for your GTO day is GPE. Now the GPE stand for the group progressive exercise. Now what does it mean by the group progressive exercise? Now your whole group is being given some kind of assistant material like a piece of wood and a pair of ropes. With this also you are given some load to carry with yourself. Now in this task you are facing some obstacle, you have to cross those obstacles with the help of these material, and you have to transport this good from one point to the other point while carrying your whole group from one side to the another side. So this task is being very interesting for anybody and you all will get the chance to go there and make your decision at that point and give your suggestion that how you can tackle to the particular obstacle and how you can make over your team to cross the particular obstacle for one student, two student, and for the whole group. Now just after this you are going to face the progressive group task. Now what does it mean by the progressive group task? Now here also some of the obstacle is being present in front of you. In just like a GPE, you have to cross the obstacle with the help of the helping material that is being provided to you by the GTO, and the whole team have to cross from one side to the other side. Now friends, here one of the most interesting tests that you have to go through is GOR, that is group obstacle race. Now the first time that most of the groups are competing among themselves and other groups are also competing with your group is the GOR, that is group obstacle race. Here various type of obstacles are being present and your whole group have to go across it while you are being provided some load and you have to carry it. Now one thing you need to keep in mind that it is not your individual task, it is the group task and it is the race of the group. So the first group who will reach to the end point will get the first title. So your group need to be the first to complete the race. So keep in mind that it is not an individual task, it is a group task. Now just after the GOR, the half group task is being conducted. Now this is the last test of the GTO third day, and in the half group task your whole group is being divided into the half, and just like in the GP you have some kind of helping material with yourself like a wooden plank and the pair of ropes, and you have given some obstacle, you have to cross it from one side to the other side. Just the difference is now the size of the group is being half. Now the fourth day, which is also allocated for the GTO, now the task and the test that is being conducted in the fourth day is number 1, your individual obstacle. So for individual obstacle, my personal experience and my personal tips for every individual is that you do not have to eat very much in the morning. Why I am saying is because you have to perform a very physically challenged task in the morning. So if you eat a lot, then you are going to mess up at your individual obstacle task, and it might be possible that you will vomit out there and you will not able to run properly and perform well in your individual obstacle if you are heavily eaten the food in the morning. So for your individual obstacle, you need to drink not very much of water and you do not have to eat very much in the morning, so that you can perform well in your individual obstacle. Now in the individual obstacle test, now the GTO will explain you each and every obstacle and the point is being allocated to the every obstacle. Now the time around the 2 minutes is being provided to you, and in 2 minutes you have to complete all the obstacle that is being provided to you, and if you complete the obstacle within the time, then you are allowed to repeat the obstacle as much time as you want. Now after completing the obstacles, the next task that you are going to face is the command task. Now this one is one of the most important part of the SSB is command task. Now the GTO is going to see your commanding abilities. Now what is this task is look like? This is similar to the half group task or the GPE, just the difference is you have to face different types of obstacle. You are being provided with the helping materials like a plank and the pair of rope. Just the difference is now instead of group you have the two subordinates that is being provided to you. Now one thing that you need to keep in mind that your subordinate should not give you any kind of command and they will not suggest you the idea. They just only follow your ideas and commands what you are going to give them. So the one thing that you need to keep in mind that your subordinate will not guide you how to tackle the particular obstacle, but you will tell them what to do at a particular obstacle and how to cross them. So this is being the key factor to complete the command task. So just after the command task, your GTO test will be over, and GTO will tell you some important information and will tell you some story at the end of the GTO day. And the remaining students whose interview is not being completed, they have to face the interview today, and in the evening every student will complete it by their interview. And the evening time is being the chilled out time, and you will enjoy a lot, and the various type of entertainment material that is being present in the SSB center, you have to go there and you can visit there and you can enjoy the evening. Now the fifth day, which is going to play the major role in your life and for which you are came here. The fifth day is known as your conference day. So what does happen in your conference? So in the conference day, the things that is going to happen is you have to dress in a well behaved manner according to the occasion. And in this conference, the hall is being allocated for it, which is especially made for the conference. And in the conference, every officers, around to 20 to 25 officers, are sitting in their formals dresses with the whole rank structure, and you are called one by one according to your chest number, and all the things that is being analyzed by the particular individual is being judged there. And when you go inside the room, they will ask you a very light questions, that like what you will suggest to the SSB center to improve them, and how was your stay, if you have faced any kind of difficulties while staying into the SSB center, and the thing and the stuffs like that. So if you want to give any kind of answer to them, then you can give at that particular time. Now why the conference is very important? Because it is the first time when every individual officer is being seeing you, that how you are behaving at that particular interval of time. Now the conference may be of around 30 to 40 seconds for somebody, and it may extend to 20 to 25 minutes for the individual. That depend upon the individual situation. So friend, these are the total procedure and the different types of tests of the SSB. And just after completing the conference, after the time, the result is being announced, and the selected students are being directly sent for the further medical procedures, and they have to fill the further documentation procedure, and the other students are straightly allowed to leave the SSB center and they can go home. So friends, this is the total procedure of the SSB. I hope you have gone through the video full and you will understand what are the different types of the procedure and the test that is being conducted into the SSB, and now you get very familiar about this. So now you feel very confident about this. If you want to join our WhatsApp group, the link is being provided in our description. You can straightly go into the description and you will find the link there. Moreover, you can also comment down below the videos. We will try to respond you as early as possible with all these three type of medium. So friends, I hope you enjoyed this video and you like it. So friends, for today that's all. Thank you.